It's actually a natural fit. Does it fit in a 20-year wrestler, student, teacher, mentor, all that? Does it fit in there? No, but Pat sure thinks it does, and now Pat has the title, so we can tell that story another time. That story's also already been told. Let's figure out how this unfolds. And
Cody Rhodes went on Rich Eisen this week, and everybody online is running with one soundbite throughout that night, because if you actually listen to the whole thing, or for most of the whole thing, Cody didn't really bury Pat McAfee in this. He did something way sharper. So let's take a good look. Welcome to the Tea Drop, Strong Brew, No Soft Behavior. Cody Rhodes went on and separated the business from the story, or at least he tried to, and that is why this angle has been rubbing fans the wrong way, because I guess we can't tell the difference. But we're going to run through some clips and highlights of his recent interview where he talks about Pat McAfee and this whole situation with WrestleMania. So I have a few clips here and we'll keep going back and forth. So let's take a look to the first one. The first one start talking about Pat McAfee. Let's run it.
So your Pat has what? Like,
he has a title.
Okay.
Yeah, Pat, the most offensive image probably in wrestling history, and there's been a few along the way. And this is not a knock on any of these. The gobbledygooker when they did that. David Arquette winning the world championship always upset fans. I think the most offensive image in wrestling history is probably Pat McAfee holding up the WWE championship while standing next to Randy Orton, the actual guy that I'm wrestling. And
So that's one of the biggest lines I saw quoted from this interview this week. He is the most offensive image in wrestling history. Very cute line. Good soundbite for the headlines. But watch what Cody does next, because this is the part nobody's clipping. And that happens down the line and around the 5-minute mark. So let's take a look.
I can say this. It's a spot I always wanted. If you're going to be in the big moments, you have to be ready for the big jobs. And Pat being part of ESPN and the fact that WWE WrestleMania is on ESPN for the first time ever, it's actually a natural fit. Does it fit in a 20-year wrestler, student, teacher, mentor, all that? Does it fit in there? No, but Pat sure thinks it does, and now Pat has the title, so we can tell that story another time. That story's also already been told. Let's figure out how this unfolds. And
natural fit, which was his words. Cody gave Pat the flowers for the ESPN crossover, because if you guys don't know, ESPN holds the Pat McAfee show, and it's probably one of the most popular shows in that out of their lineup. So obviously he has to give a little respect because he's dealing with ESPN, who is also their holders for all their pay-per-views going forward, or PLEs. He's doing the suits check mark. He's doing the corporate thing. He's giving the flowers. He's doing all that. But then later down the line, and I'll rewind it a little back, he starts going a little hard on Pat. So we'll rewind it a bit and continue.
It's actually a natural fit. Does it fit in a 20-year wrestler, student, teacher, mentor, all that? Does it fit in there? No, but Pat sure thinks it does, and now.
So Cody's telling you, the audience, exactly what you've been screaming. We all have been screaming for the past couple of weeks. ESPN deal, natural fit, a Pat McAfee injection into the Cody Randy mentor arc has been written in the stars since I don't know what. This whole their feud. Put McAfee aside, it's been something built for years. How many years since Legacy? It's been a lot. But Pat McAfee coming in, it's not the fit. It's not the story. And if you're still think I'm reacting, listen closely as we get down to his whole speech and spiel.
Pat has the title, so we can tell that story another time. That story's also already been told. Let's figure out how this unfolds. And listen, Pat McAfee, Randy Orton, that's one thing, but we're getting to this point now where you go through so much as a wrestler, and you, like I mentioned, the previous WrestleManias and all that, and maybe it's time for me to change. You know, that's.
Is he talking about heel Cody? Are we getting a Homelander?
It's a new layer of paint for Randy Orton. He's associated with Pat. He doesn't need that by any means, but that's what he.
He doesn't need that by any means. That is the champion of WWE on ESPN, Disney Plus also, I guess, was promoting this. He's saying, telling WWE that Randy Orton, a 20-year veteran, future Hall of Famer, does not need Pat McAfee's coat of paint to make their match at WrestleMania matter. And look, Cody respected Pat enough to say it with a smile, at least, or half a smile. He called it the most offensive image in wrestling history as a work line. He's playing both sides at this point in this interview. He's playing the good advocate for the fans, a good teammate for the ESPN business. Typical champion level doing champion work. But don't miss the actual tea from this, which is what Cody is telling us on the record, that the Pat McAfee injection is a media play, not a story play, which we all already knew. So if anyone in the comments come to me at this clip saying, well, we already knew that. Well, yeah, obviously we already knew that, but now we're getting them saying it. Cody said it out loud. So let me know in the comments, is Cody working us or is he shooting with us? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. If the tea hit right, hit the like button and subscribe. See you on the next one.